Saving money to live out your retirement dreams is important, but what happens when those plans are interrupted because of a medical problem? Many times requiring long-term care. Financial strategist and care specialist Jeremy Greene is here with us today with ways of putting more money in your pocket and keeping it there rather than having to spend it on long-term care needs. This segment sponsored by Greene Financial Planning.
Yep.
Thanks for being here, Jeremy. How's it going?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Doing well.
for sure. Thanks for joining us.
Tell us why you decided to write a book about the topic of long-term care.
Long-term care is an important topic. We hear a lot about the economy, inflation, and the stock markets, but as we continue to live longer lives, it's just as important to understand the impacts that our own health can have on our assets.
Okay.
Will we need outside help, and if so, for how long?
Sure.
I wrote this book to educate readers about their care options and also how to protect their assets so that they don't have to go broke paying for long-term care.
When we're talking about long-term care, what are we talking about?
It's long-term care. It's
Kind of a big term, right?
It is.
right?
It is.
Yeah.
It's a big term. It covers a wide range from home health, skilled nursing, memory care.
So is it that people that you're seeing, do people not think about these things?
Not until it's getting closer to too late.
Sure.
Retirement planning would be where you would start looking at something like this.
Yeah, that's why I asked, because I'm thinking about long term. I'm like, yes, retirement, but it seems like retirement, yes, but there's some other things to maybe factor in as well.
There are other things to factor in. And you're right. You said it. It's our own health.
Sure.
It is. Will we need outside help, and if so, for how long?
Okay.
The costs here in Northwest Arkansas can range from annually $60,000 for in-home care up to $128,000 for nursing home care.
Yeah, it's a lot
Yeah.
to consider. And you need to start making plans
Those
for
plans,
that
for
now,
sure.
right? Yeah.
Longtermcare.gov estimates that every 66 seconds someone is diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease.
Yeah, that's another thing to keep in mind.
Sure.
Maybe our viewers right now watching, what do they need to do if they're concerned about long-term care?
Talk with a knowledgeable long-term care planner, well-versed in retirement income planning. They should be asking questions like, if you needed care, where would you want to receive it?
Yeah.
At home, assisted living, or nursing home? Most people say they'd rather stay in their homes for obvious reasons.
Right.
Again, we talked about the cost earlier. So the second question should be, which asset would you go to first in order to pay for this care?
Okay.
Sure, yeah. That's good. I mean, that's great tips, and I like what you're saying is kind of make a plan now for your future. And it
Correct.
always seems like it's so far away. Right? But really, we should be planning now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. And that's some of the things that you talk about, these strategies in this book that you've written.
Yes, that is correct.
And I like that it says tax-free.
Yeah.
That's important, right? Because I feel like that means that you're going to help people save some money, Jeremy.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the goal. And I also love that it says the Arkansas edition. Yeah,
It
absolutely.
is.
yes.
It's geared towards Arkansas.
Yeah,
Yes.
geared towards Arkansas
Yes.
because I would imagine there are different factors depending on where you live in the country. right?
Correct, yes.
Yes.
There
And a
are.
couple of things I want to point out here on the book. It says a hands-on guide to creating tax-free benefits for long-term care, using your IRA for long-term care, because you just mentioned, hey, where's this money going to come from? Veterans benefits for long-term care, Medicaid eligibility, and how to legally protect your assets. So a lot of great information when we're talking about long-term care here in this book, Jeremy.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And for our viewers, Jeremy has a special offer for you today. You can receive a free copy of this new book. All you need to do is visit arltc.com. That's arltc.com. You see the website right there. You can get your free book just by clicking that link. Jeremy, thanks so much for joining us, filling us in.
It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
Great service you're providing and
Absolutely.
a great book.
Yes,
Stay
thanks
with
to
us.
Greene Financial Planning for sponsoring.
You got it. We'll be right back.